the Bird Gang Nation Sports Media Show, repping the greatest team of all time. Let's go! Bird Gang 31, he be the host with the most. We going deep, burning teams. They ain't nothing but toast. It's Senior Arrested. Sirianni put me in coach, running like Miles Sanders till I bump my head on the post. Touchdown! Yeah, that's coming. Devontae's crazy route running. Jalen hurting them, throwing lasers to Rager, young gunning. Come on! On the D side, we ride, sack him with Fletcher, lay him out on the stretcher. No one can protect you. Watch Darius lay him, shutting down your routes. Come on! In my green John, eating Philly cheesesteaks. Put up your cups, wings up, if you can relate. Tailgating at the link like Gangsta Stride. To the Bird Gang Nation, that's worldwide. On Sundays, catch the pre and post game. Mondays is Birds on Broad Street with Philly Notion and Cool Cat the Man in Motion. And Wednesdays, the midweek special got you open with JC from Eagles Talk, hitting like B-Dog, baby.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Catching It Deep with your boy D Gifted and JT, man. Look, I know I seem amped, but we just came off a loss. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what a lot of people really expected, but let me start off by saying I apologize for being late, technical difficulties, but we're going to jump right into it, man. I mean, the game was yesterday. Usually on Fridays, we trying to prepare for the game. You know, this time we coming into Friday already knowing the results. So immediately, I want to get your overall reaction to the game itself.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this. I mean, the energy was definitely there yesterday for a win. I mean, I felt good all yesterday. I mean, it was a real nice day outside. You know, it would have been the perfect day to get our first home win of the season. And then the game started. Then the game started. Worst fear Tampa Bay. They just roll right down the field and get a touchdown. And we're just like, oh, man, here we go again. But the offense, they go tit for tat. They go right back down and score themselves.
Yeah.
And then all the BS started. The stall drives, on offense, the defense not being able to get no stops. I mean, and even though they did kind of, stall Brady and them a little bit, we got the ball back a couple times when it was 14-7. But, man, it's the same thing with this coach and the quarterback, these bad habits continue. Now, we could talk about how much, the lack of a run game and things of that nature. But the coach is not the one out there selling passes and throwing interceptions. And, man, it's just way too much talent on this team for it to be this stagnant on offense. I don't care if you're a rookie head coach or not. This offense consists of nothing but, screens and throwing out to the flat. And for the fourth week in a row, the team has been ready for it. And it bit us. I mean, last night was a punch in the gut, very winnable game. And, then you add the referees on top of it. That just made things worse.
Man. And it's a pile of stuff that we can easily jump into, But I feel like overall, what the coach has put on display for these first 5 weeks is inconsistency. That's the main thing that I get from these 6 weeks that the NFL season has been going on. I have not seen no type of consistency from Nick Sirianni. And you brought up a great point when you brought up the fact the screens. Now, last week it was screens. I didn't think we can do any more screens than we did before, and it seemed like that's the game plan, and that is not working. Obviously, like watching the game, and basically my reaction to the screens is mind blowing, bro. Like I straight be wanting to punch the wall. I want to punch the wall out of frustration because I could have sworn Nick Sirianni was talking about, using our players to their best ability, putting them in great position.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing special about this offense. I mean,
if screens is going to be the main thing that we play off of, we're dead. We're dead. Every time I see this team line up, I'm mad. Every time I see them line up in shotgun, I'm mad. I seen these guys on the 1 yard line still in the shotgun. Yo, that's basic. Yo, that's automatically. I know you said he's not the one throwing the balls and all that. I agree with you. Jalen Hurts was not accurate, but the coach. Listen, I got to start with the head of the snake, and the head of the snake is Coach Nick Sirianni. Coach Nick Sirianni is the guy that's putting these guys in position. You know what else? Coach Nick Sirianni is the guy that's making our team one-dimensional. Coach Nick Sirianni after the game is admitting. He's admitting that he has to do a better job in putting these guys in position. And he specifically talked about the first half. Yo, what's up, JC? Specifically the first half, bro.
Like, well, I'm gonna say it like this. I mean, a few more games of I got to do a better job, is just going to
still his fate.
You can go somewhere else and do a better job. I mean, we've heard that many times before, but I've never ever imagined, seeing something, this bad for this many games in a row. There is no hope on this offense, except for the actual talent that we do have, because we do have a lot of talent on offense. But with this coach, I'm sorry, I just don't see it. Now, I said 3 weeks ago that maybe he'll come out and things will get better and change, but I don't see what's going to get better. The next for the rest of the season.
Listen, you brought up a great point, and I'm so glad we live. I'm so glad we live because I was gonna make a video today, but why? When I can just let all this out right now, why not take this time to just let it out? You know what I'm saying? Because we got time. My videos be about 10 minutes. I need more than 10 minutes to talk about Coach Nick Sirianni. I swear to God, man. Look, I'm an Eagles fan, bro. I want to cheer for these guys, bro. I don't want to have to chew Nick Sirianni out. I gave him the benefit of the doubt, despite what everybody was saying. Despite Mug saying, "Oh, he goofy. He's a high school coach." I stood behind my guy. But usually, I'm a real person, bro. I'm a real person to the point where when I watch these guys' press conferences, I know real when I see real. I know the energy, bro. I'm not even listening to what they really say. I'm listening to what they said, but it's more so reading the body language, they tone, and seeing exactly how they feel about certain things. I usually catch. Basically, what I'm saying is I usually catch phony when I first see it, and that's on God. I usually catch it. Now, when people now seeing how Coach Nick Sirianni constantly calls screens back to back. Now, going back to his press conferences when he said he measured people's competitiveness based off how they perform playing rock, paper, scissors. Now, that's playing in my head like, damn, I should have known when he said that shit. I mean, excuse my name. I should have known when he said that, bro. I usually catch stuff like that. But you know what? I had lied to myself. I told myself, I say, man, maybe this COVID situation, you know what I'm saying? He just trying to do any little thing to build some type of chemistry. No, for real, this guy is reminding me of another Chip Kelly, a guy that's over his head because honestly, he talk a good game, yo. He talk a good game,
Right.
but he
Well, I'm gonna
don't
say
put
this
these
though.
guys in position to win.
I've already decided I'm not going to let this team get my blood pressure up this year. I mean, I figured this kind of thing could happen. I was hoping that it wouldn't. And as far as Nick Sirianni, it's bad. But you know what? I'm not even going to like trash him. Like I said, I just look at it as this is just a coach, nobody had ever heard of, until the Eagles interviewed. This is just a simple case of this is not his time to be a head coach. That's what leaning towards believing that he's just not ready. I'm not going to sit and talk bad about him. We see what it is. Mm-hmm. And there's so many other things with it. I don't know if this front office is messing with his head, trying to tell him what to do. So,
Bro,
like I said, I'm still going to,
It seemed like he a slave to what the owners want. And JC brought up a good point. I did, and he was actually in the stadium. Yo, I bet you I want to know how the crowd was for real. It's one thing watching it on TV, but honestly, I was really gonna go to my first real Eagles game this season. So I'm always interested in knowing how the crowd really is. So for my guy to be in the stadium, you don't know how much I would appreciate that, even though they lost. Because I've never been to an Eagles game. I told you I'm from St. Louis, yo.
Right.
So I'm not even close to Philly. You know what I mean? And that would be a dream come true. But yeah, man, with what JC said, as far as he could have handed the ball off, just like you said, Coach Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts is the one that's throwing the interceptions, throwing the inaccurate ball. So Jalen Hurts, some of this game is on Jalen Hurts.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. JC brought up a good point. I saw the same thing when I watched the game when he could have gave the ball to Miles Sanders. Instead, he'll try to hold it and he'll get stumbled, or I don't know. His decision making was kind of all over the place. But
he doesn't read the field like you want your quarterback to do. So any little bit of pressure he feels, he just immediately wants to break out of the pocket and start scrambling. I mean,
yeah, man, I've seen that a lot. Too much, bro.
It's just far too much. I mean, the same bad habits. And I know the coaches got to be talking to him, about, going through his progressions. Now, the offensive line didn't have their best game last night, but, there were times where he had enough time to really go through his progressions, and he just doesn't do that. Maybe he's just a creature of habit. He's ready to depend on his legs. As soon as the pocket backs into him a little bit, and that's the problem. I mean, the interception where he, overthrew Quez Watkins, we get mad when he underthrows the ball, because he does do that.
Yo, shout out to Philly Talk Podcast, man. I was on your shit commenting too. Oh, damn,
Philly Mike, what's going on, family?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's both of them. Jalen,
man,
I don't know what to feel, because I really want to believe in him, and more to the fact, like we talked about last week, like I don't want to spend 2 or 3 years looking for another quarterback. We all hope that he will come in and just nail this position down. So all the upcoming draft capital we have, we could use to build around him. But, through 5 games, I mean, it's really not looking good. Was it 6 games, right? Yeah, 6 games. It's not looking good. Now, I guess all we could do is do the obligatory, well, maybe things will turn around. You know what? I don't know. I seriously don't know.
Hey, another thing that was brought up that I like is Jay-Z brought up the fact that the crowd was booing every time they was going 3 and out. Man, dude, after that first drive, they had 4 drives in a row 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. I would have been booing up in that mug too. That was terrible, bruh. I was looking at the screen like, yo, what is we doing with these opportunities? We keep giving the ball back. I'm saying this to the TV, like we keep giving the ball back to Tom Brady. He's gonna score. That's why I don't got no problem with the defense. They held us in it. We had the ball 4 straight times with 3 straight 3 and outs.
I hear you, but it's also a punch in the gut, that when we got, to within 22 to 28, the Tampa Bay had that ball for over 5 minutes and they never gave it back. So, like I said, there's a give and take. The defense did some things good, but for the most part, Brady was able to do whatever he wanted to do. I mean, Bruce Arians really just went away from the run. I don't know why he did that.
Right.
But
I mean,
like I said, it was just so much. And then the referees getting in the way with their crap. So, you add all of that up. I mean, it just made for a miserable light in a game that was so winnable. JC Eagles Talk, I saw your comment about, it getting to Jalen Hurts' head. Well, me and D talked about this last Friday. Jalen Hurts, this isn't like he was a number 1 pick and he would have the benefit of being able to learn, how to be a quarterback and given a chance to be built around. You're right. This is his audition year. I mean, it's like do or die. I mean, it's unfair, but like I told D last week, it is what it is. I mean, this is the best possible position that he could be in as far as having a chance to be a starting quarterback for the franchise.
Man.
But you're right. Maybe the pressure is getting to him. I mean, you look at him.
Listen.
Now, Jalen Hurts, there's no give up in him.
Yeah.
Like he'll fight all the way to the end. But what it comes down to, guys, you can have all the heart and all the will, on God's green earth. But if you ain't got the skill to do it, I mean, that's all for naught.
See, another thing that was brought up with him putting a lot of pressure up on himself. What's good, Mrs. Bird gang? We doing okay. We all trying to get over this debacle of an offense. We don't even know what to really call it. We still looking for an identity. But with Jalen Hurts putting too much on himself, I'm still. It's really, really, really hard. I'm telling you, it's really hard for me to really blame Jalen Hurts. It's really hard for me because, mind you, I'm looking at this guy as a rookie, his rookie season, and I'm looking at a coach that's not helping him whatsoever. They're making him one-dimensional. They've been saying, they basically hiking the ball, saying Jalen Hurts, make a play. That's not the way a system is supposed to be ran. So I know Jalen Hurts is not as accurate, but I feel like that is automatically due to the fact that Coach Nick Sirianni is making the whole team one-dimensional. And that leads me to my next point, because I'm going to chew Nick Sirianni out all day. I'm going to chew him out all day, man.
Hey, I hear you. Hey, listen, I mean, that's your right to do so. But it's like I said, I'm wondering, I mean, is it the front office, getting in his head or standing in his way? Or tell him, Howie Roseman, Jeff Lurie, they have no business, into the game plan for games and stuff like that. Let the man do what he's going to do. You brought him in here. I know they probably wanted somebody they can have a good amount of control over. But the bottom line is, if you want this football team to be successful, let the coach do it his way and do things. If he's going to go down, let him go down on his own sword. Listen. But, I mean, like I said, this has got to be like, historically, what coach has ever done this? Ran the ball so few times. Miles Sanders.
Dude, Miles Sanders. Listen,
you see what happens when you give him the football. You see late in the fourth quarter, he got 2 big runs in a row. I mean, it's just, I don't get it. I don't understand it. There isn't anything, Nick Sirianni, anybody can say to make me understand why.
You're
not running Miles Sanders.
Listen, I didn't even want to listen to his press conference because there was no excuse. I knew anything he said was just going to piss me off because there's no excuse. You throw a screen to the left, a screen to the right, and then you want to try to attack. That's not the type of offense that's successful. You're not helping. First of all, you're not helping out. You helping out 0 people. Not your offensive line, not your quarterback, not your running back, and not your wide receivers. None. Like this is the second time Miles Sanders barely get 10 carries a game. You brought up a great point about Miles Sanders. He only had nine attempts, and he had 56. He had 56 yards off them 9 attempts, yo. 56 yards off them 9 attempts, averaging 6.2 yards a carry.
I mean,
when the ball is in his hands, he make plays. There's no excuse not to give this guy. And you brought up a great point, which is the only reason I'm still a little hopeful that Nick Sirianni is smarter than what he's putting on the field. I'm hoping the only reason he's so pass is because of the owners. And if it is because of the owners, they need to just shut up. They need to shut up, stay out of the way, period. Because they talking about the golden standard. Listen, stay out of the way because we are headed down. You listen, I gotta set my book down. If this is an evaluation year, how can you evaluate? We can't even properly evaluate the team? How? We can't even properly evaluate the team because the coach gotta pass.
I mean, listen, you can see me. Listen, I'm trying my best to hold myself together. I don't want to yell and like scream. I kind of do want to, but I'm trying to, stay composed. I mean, the whole thing is an entire mess. I really wanted to come in and enjoy football this year. Okay, it's fine that they weren't going to, go to the Super Bowl and go to the playoffs. I mean, we all hope that, something sneaky like that would happen. Like we'll sneak up on people, but that's fine that it wouldn't happen that way. But to have to watch this, I mean, this is just totally disheartening. And, like I said, I'm trying. I mean, I really want to enjoy Eagles football this year. So I'm trying to just push away every loss, look forward to the next game. But if this continues to go on, we have the Raiders in 10 days. If things keep going like this, I mean, this is just going to be, a sad, I don't know how I'm going to react. I might be calm right now. When we do the show 4 weeks from now, you might see an entirely different animal if we have to keep watching the same thing.
What's up, my guy? One Trey Rock in the building. What's good? Let me see, my guy. Say how he needs to go, or else we will go down in flames. He wants control, and that's why Doug Peterson got fired. Man, look, I agree. Guys need to stay out the way, straight up. And so now that makes me think that when the season is going like this, guys check out. Guys stop playing. Guys.
Did you hear Howie Roseman earlier talking about how the Eagles won't be sellers at the trade deadline? No, I mean, like I said, if this definitely continues, I could see a guy like Darius Slay, who obviously was feeling himself after, the Carolina game. I could see guys like that who really want to win, saying, hey, look, if you could find a deal for me, please get me out of here. I mean, these older players, I mean, what reason? Why are they here? I mean, if this is what this is going to be, why are they here? Right. Now we have 10 picks already for the 20 with the trade we made today. Salute to Zach Ertz real quick. With that trade, that gave us 22 picks for 2022 draft. This is clearly going to be a fire sale. By the trade deadline. Maybe a guy like Fletcher Cox, maybe Derek Barnett. Like I don't know who will want Derek Barnett. But this thing is blowing all the way up. Now, the silver lining is, like I mentioned earlier, we got a lot of good talent on this offense. Quez Watkins was a diamond in the rough. I mean, let's pray. Let's praise God for Quez Watkins.
Man, yeah.
Jalen Reagor.
That boy.
Jalen Reagor was your boy. That you really want him. I think I'm just about to get off the Jalen Reagor. I tried my hardest, but after last night, I don't know if I could do it anymore.
I told you I wanted Jalen Rager to do good. I had him is important. But I had to look at myself in the mirror, then look at the field and look at what I was seeing. Dude don't seem interested. I saw a screen live. I saw a screen live, right? Dude was supposed to block. Dude got ran through, yo. He got ran through and then had his hands up like, dang, what? Like, listen, he not consistent, and that was the main thing that I brought up every time I talked about Jalen Rager before the season. His effort. Now, on the flip side, you got Avonte Maddox, who probably not as skilled or talented, but his effort make up for all of that. That's what effort can do.
He's played well this year so far.
I promise you he has. He a dog. That's what I always appreciate the most is when players just give they all, man. That's it. Now, when I see Jalen Rager doing that, bro, I don't want you on my team, bro. I lose respect for people like that. Because when are you ever gonna show up? You like when can I throw you the ball? Like he half-ass do everything, bro. He half-ass do everything.
I think
like
it's time
I
for
don't know
Chris
who
Watkins to start on the outside.
I don't know who he think he is, but he ain't done nothing. What you did in them joint practices don't matter. He about this close, bro, to being on my bad side. But he got a lot of potential.
You know, you're exactly right. One Trey Rock, 0-3 at home. But like I said earlier, yesterday was the perfect day. It just felt good all yesterday. I thought we were gonna get our first home win, but no, not to be. Yeah, you're definitely right about that. I don't know when's the last time we started, 0-3 to start a season at home. So
you listen, the fans listen. You can't win at home. You got to go. And that's why I said Nick Sirianni probably gonna be a one and done coach, yo. Cause listen, you ain't even been able to cater to your fans, dog. You trying to cater to your fans, but you losing. You can't even win at home. The fans ain't even been able to go to a home game and be happy. You can't even bring us a home game. We a month through the season. You ain't bring home nothing. Literally, you ain't brought home nothing.
Nothing at all.
Yo, that's beyond me, dog. I'll be damned if I lose every game at home. Come on, man. You gotta get a fan something. He talk about the fans so much, bro. He talk about the fans so much, like he cares. But you ain't winning. You ain't prepping. You calling screens to the left, to the right. Then you want to attack. And that's on third down. You ain't supposed to be just attacking on third down. Anything could happen. A guy could trip, penalty, all this. Now just 3 and out.
All right, JC Eagles talk. I see you. The Eagles loyal to Howie Roseman. Well, I have bad news. I don't think Howie's going anywhere anytime soon.
Really?
Really? I just don't see it happening. But that's where it starts.
How many more years do you think he got?
He has done some good things, but I don't know if it's what we have to ask ourselves. Is it player development of these picks, or is it that Howie makes the wrong picks? Now, obviously, we could talk about the wide receiver thing. Passing on DK Metcalf, Justin Jefferson. And a whole slew of receivers. I mean, we could have had Terry McLaurin that year, Darius Slayton. Instead of drafting Andre Dillard, we could have taken what's the kid out in Baltimore, Hollywood Brown. We could have had him. Howie's best picks have been later on. Like when he finds guys like Josh Sweat and Jordan Mailata. But
so that brings up the even
they
more.
Are, but he's right. They are loyal to Howie, and I always try to be like kind of even kill in that situation, but. It's he's not going anywhere, guys. I know he's due for contract extension. He's going to get that extension. They're not going to change general managers. So all I can say is, hey, just get used to it. How he's not going anywhere.
So with that being said, yo, if Howie Roseman picks are better later on, right? Which
Yeah,
I totally agree with you. And you just made me think about something. If his picks are later on, what good is it that we have the early picks?
exactly.
They just gonna overthink it. They just gonna they just gonna bring up analytics instead of just taking the best player on the field. You know, every time I see DK Metcalf muscles and how big he is, I get mad. Like you saw that and you said no. How can you see this physical specimen and dominate? Like, yo, he looks like a beast. He looks like a beast, plays like a beast, and you passed up on him. Yo, we look like to the Vikings, we look like some fools when we pick Rager. They like, are you serious? Are you
And
serious?
exactly, and listen, I've spoken on that. The Eagles picking Jalen Rager, how I understood it, because what they were trying to do was find that replacement. You know, because we saw it 2 years in a row when we lost Mike Wallace in 2018 after winning the Super Bowl. We bought him in. He got hurt the first game. We didn't have that speed dynamic, so we struggled. Even though we did make it back to the playoffs. 2019, we lost Deshaun after 2 games. And the same exact thing. We did make the playoffs, but didn't have that deep threat. So I understood Jalen Rager. Well, he's not Deshaun Jackson, but it was that downfield speed is what they were looking for. And Justin Jefferson, we all assumed was just a slot guy that maybe you could put on the outside, but I understood the mold of receiver they was looking for. So I didn't rip them when they made the actual pick. But it wasn't until Justin Jefferson did what he did and Jalen Rager did what he did here. But the question is, would Justin Jefferson had been the same Justin Jefferson playing with the sorry Eagles last year?
Yes,
That's
he'll be
some
better
things you
than
got to
Jalen
ask yourself.
Rager.
You know what I mean?
That's for sure. He'll be better than Jalen Rager. He'll be more. His effort will be more consistent. I
Well, see,
guarantee that.
now after watching the first 6 games of the year, now I agree with that. Yes, Justin Jefferson would have been much better. But hey,
Much better.
it happens, man. It happens.
Hey, JC say it's not the picks, it's the Howie trying to be coach and GM and not letting the coach be the coach.
But see, I think it's Jeffrey Lurie, as not so much Howie. Jeffrey Lurie is the one who wants the high flying, dynamic offense for the team. I think it's more of him than Howie Roseman as far as that's concerned. Now, Howie, maybe trying to play chief with saying who's activated on Sundays and who isn't. We did hear that rumor last year that he was the one saying who's going to be activated and who wasn't. Now, that's something I don't agree with. But as far as now, Jeffrey Lurie was the one wanting the meetings after the game about why didn't Doug Peterson throw the ball more here, throw the ball more there. I mean, that I didn't really hear Howie Roseman trying to be a dictator of the plays. That was more Jeffrey Lurie.
Man, look, if it's Jeffrey Lurie, then Jeffrey Lurie needs to step back. And honestly, I love Jeffrey.
Right, he was never like that before.
Yeah, I love Jeffrey Lurie.
When Andy Reid was here, he never got Andy Reid's way, or even when Chip Kelly was there, he let those guys do what they wanted to do.
Man,
so I don't know if something that happened after that where he figured he wanted to really put his, maybe take his team, by the reins and take more control.
Mm-hmm.
And we won the Super Bowl, and I don't know if it just just in his head like, well, this is how I have to be, if I want to win more Super Bowls. One of my good friends I grew up with, Robert Kraft, he has 6 Super Bowls. I finally got one. I want to get more just like he has.
Man, he better be like Robert Kraft and duck off somewhere because listen, I don't want to have to get on Jeffrey Lurie. I love Jeffrey Lurie. When I watch Jeffrey Lurie and he smile, he make me smile because he always just look extra happy. Like every time I see this guy, he look extra happy, and that makes me happy. But I know he got his hand all in the mix, and he needs to take his hand out. Now, with that being said, I feel like the coaching and the scheming and the coaching and the scheming is really taken away from all the weapons that we have, that we all see. Listen, and we not the only. If us as fans, we see how much of the offensive scheme is holding back these players. Look, one of the realest players that I respect, Steve Smith, after the game, you know what he said? This is a high school offense. This is a man. Steve Smith is one of the realest players that talk, got a voice that's not playing that I really respect. And once he said that, I knew I wasn't tripping. I knew I wasn't tripping because I thought the same thing when I was watching it too.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what it looks like. I mean, I've seen better high school offenses than what this is.
Man,
that's why like I'm just in awe. I mean, in Atlanta, it looked like everything was going well. Not that everything was going to be smooth sailing.
Yeah,
but I'm figuring, okay, there's a plan now. This guy, he's got all these plays that he's saving. I don't see anything. Nothing to scheme these guys open. Nothing. Matter of fact, to me, this looks worse than last year.
Man, dude, a lot worse.
Doug Peterson ran the football last year. Maybe not a whole lot.
Yeah.
But he ran the football. I mean, this looks far worse than, 2020. And that's what's, the most disappointing thing about all this. And like I said earlier, I mean, what evidence, where's the evidence that this is going to get any better?
Exactly.
See, I can't even talk right. I mean, where's the evidence that things are going to change?
We don't have none. He hasn't shown us anything. Look, he at home and not showing us nothing, yo. He hasn't brought it home nothing, bro. And so basically the offensive scheme and everything is, to me, holding back these players. So when I evaluate Jalen Hurts, I'm kind of evaluating him with a curve because I got to. It's the system that he in. It's the system that they telling him to do. They want to say he can't do this. I haven't even seen them try, bro. I haven't even seen them try. You said that he can't do it, but you haven't shown me that he can't do it. You know what I mean?
And you hear, Jalen Hurts saying the same thing. It's right there. It's coming. We're close. You're close. Close to what? And we, as Eagles fans, we have, if you're of the opinion like I am, that this very well could be possibly a one and done head coach, we all have the right to feel that way because he hasn't given us any indication, any reason to believe going forward. And again, okay, you don't have to win the Super Bowl this year. You don't even have to make it to the playoffs.
Show me you can coach. This was
supposed to be way better than what it is. I mean,
show me you can coach. That's all I want, Nick Sirianni. Show me you can coach. Show me you know how to call plays other than screen plays. Because, listen, we all know RPO is not a run play. You cannot just stay in shotgun and have Miles Sanders the ball. They already know pretty much where he's going. You have to be up. This is the NFL, bro. I haven't seen it. Yesterday game was the first game I had never. It's the first game I've seen a team never line up under center, bro. I can't remember if they did, but I was actually conscious and paying attention this game. Maybe they didn't line up under center the last game, but they didn't line up under center not one time. Name an NFL team that do that.
Exactly. And when it was like 3rd and 7, I mean, I want to pull my beard out. I mean, seeing that, like, what are y'all doing?
Yo,
I mean, what are you doing? If I'm Miles Sanders, I wouldn't be shocked if in the next couple of weeks things go like this. And Miles say, "Look, I want to trade. Get me out of here." Listen. I mean, this is just a waste.
The more
if y'all want to keep this coach and run this offense, get me the hell out of here. They seem to like Kenny Gainwell better than me. Then you know what? Get me out of here. Send me somewhere where they'll play.
For real, because ultimately it is a business. Because they would treat it like it's a business if he was the person that needed to go. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm grading all these players with a curve. So with that being said, with Jalen Hurts, I know he showed some deficiencies with his accuracy and everything. Do you feel like he is a quarterback that's shown that he can overcome those things? Like, he will get better with them. Like Josh Allen accuracy, and I'm a big Josh Allen fan too. I love his quarterback style. Josh Allen accuracy was not what it is today. His quarterbacks do get better, and that's why I keep bringing up the fact that it's the horrible system that Jalen Hurts is in, and it's the style, it's the scheme. So, what do you think? Do you think though his faults can't be corrected?
Oh, Nick Sirianni.
No, I'm talking about Jalen Hurts.
I'm sorry, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
You know what?
you don't think he can get better? This is his rookie.
Oh,
This
no,
is
oh
a
no,
rookie
no, see, no,
season.
he can. Yeah, of course, he can get better. But as far as changing his thoughts, I mean, they are putting a lot on him. I mean, putting a lot on him to run a scheme that maybe he's not so comfortable running, and being as though they're not going to run the football. Can he get better? Yes, absolutely. But it's like I said, decision making and bad habits should be a little bit more easy to correct. I mean, if there's nothing there, nothing open, you run out of bounds or throw the ball away, that's fine. But
Yeah.
to not give yourself an opportunity to succeed by going through your progression, like I said, the line might not have been great, but he had time, sometimes to search the field. And we were playing against the last ranked passing defense last night. Everybody throws the ball on Tampa Bay.
Dang.
And we couldn't do it. Richard Sherman left the game after 3 plays.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay is garbage in the secondary. That's how you stay with that team, by throwing the football. And Hurts, for the, second straight game, just had a crappy game throwing the football.
Yeah, man.
And, as far as now, yes, he can get better, but I've said this before. Most of the time when you see a quarterback, with the mechanics and, has certain habits, when it comes to accuracy, sometimes it just is what it is, and I thought about this. I even asked this question before. How many quarterbacks, since you've been watching football in the NFL, who had accuracy problems, just all of a sudden one day, maybe if it was 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years into their career, all of a sudden get better? I love me some Donovan McNabb, but Donovan wasn't accurate. I mean, he was just what he was. He had a big arm. He can get the ball downfield. Yeah. But, all those balls that got thrown in the dirt, and things of that nature. But Donovan was never an accurate passer. Sometimes it's just like that. Now, this could be the case with Jalen Hurts, whereas, what we see is what we get. He can get better in other aspects. But, I'm really starting to question how much better can he be.
Exactly.
Maybe under another coach, that will truly play to his strengths.
Imagine if he played under center. Imagine what that would look like. Imagine.
Exactly. See, I can see he could be more effective. Let's put it that way.
Definitely.
He could be more effective under the right coach. That I'll say.
For sure, man.
But under this coach, I mean, he's not so far.
If it's one thing that I do love about Jalen Hurts, it's one of the things that you brought up earlier. It's the fight. One thing about Jalen Hurts is that he gonna fight to the end, and that's something that as Eagles fans we gotta love, and that goes a long way with the team. But at the end of the day, in the press conferences, he talking about the only thing that matters is wins, and that's the only thing people gonna be counting. You keep going down this road, and listen, I want Jalen Hurts here. I want to see him progress. He got the leadership abilities for sure, but I don't know how this is going to go, because if Coach Nick Sirianni keep coaching like that and keep putting Jalen Hurts in that type of situation, that the organization gonna let go of Jalen Hurts before they let go Coach Nick Sirianni.
Well, see, I disagree with that. I definitely think the coach has to go if things, continue, because there is no way they can logically explain to us as Eagles fans, if the rest of the majority of the season goes this way, they can't sell us that Nick Sirianni is the right man for the job. Now, if like I said, if things get better, say like if we find some sort of rhythm, and then it's apparently that Jalen is the one that's in the way, then, I can see that happening. But like I said, I don't see anything from the coach's standpoint that makes me think he's going to do any better. I hope he does, But honestly,
Mhm.
like I said, if it goes the way it goes, like I said, I believe this is more a one and done for the coach. Jalen, you know, unless they trade him, will be here next year. Now he's still on a rookie
Yeah.
contract. You know,
Yeah.
he's cheap. If they have to go out and get someone else, at the very least, he could be the backup. I know we got Gardner Minshew, you know, but right now that's a can that doesn't need to be open because he's like irrelevant right now. But say like if they go out and get Eric Bieniemy from the Kansas City Chiefs or the kid out in Dallas, their offensive coordinator.
Man, you finna have me start looking for a new coach.
You know, they say, well, let's see, you know, what a more experienced play caller can do with Jalen Hurts.
Imagine, listen,
but now, of course, we're going to be sweating, wondering, or are they going to try to go out and trade for Deshaun Watson or Russell Wilson? Because you know that talk will never go away.
Look, as an Eagles fan, I'm gonna let all Eagles Nation know I don't want Deshaun Watson. I don't want nobody that don't want to be here. Period. So with that being said, if he do come here, hopefully he do good. But I hope he know. I said F him. You know what I mean?
Now, as far as looking at college football, like I don't see like that clear-cut guy. You know, like who should be like the number one overall pick. So as far as like if they don't feel Jalen is the guy, I don't think you got to use a bunch of draft capital to go trade up for a quarterback. Because I'm looking at the class this year, I don't see anything special about it. But the Eagles, they are fascinated with the franchise quarterback. So, like I said, the Russell Wilson, you know, thing was up, and then the Deshaun Watson, you know, and Aaron Rodgers. I don't think Aaron Rodgers would ever step foot in Philadelphia to play for the Eagles. But there you know, that's what we're going to have to listen to. We're going to have to listen to it. We won't be able to escape it. So, like I said, this is why I'm about to say again, we really needed Jalen to step up and take this job. Now, he still may. You know, it doesn't look encouraging right now, but he just might, though.
Man, you put something in my head. Thinking about how Eric Bieniemy might run his offense with these same players. We would have won yesterday's game. Hands down. We would have won. Period. So, just like you said, and made a valid good point. They can't sell us no BS that Nick Sirianni is the guy. Because listen, everybody can see that this offensive scheme is not it. Everybody, not just the fans. Everybody. You listen to a lot of Eagles news reporters and everything, Q&A, all them shows. We all see it. They can't sell us no boo-boo, man. Straight up. Now, what? Now, one thing that we didn't get into, on the opposite side of the ball, we didn't even talk about JG. We didn't even talk about the defense. But I think the reason we didn't is simply because you can only do so much against Tom Brady. They pretty much, if I'm specifically just gonna talk about this last game, they held their own. I wasn't mad at the defense at all, yo. Like I'm a realist. I wasn't mad at the defense at all. I mean, they held on. Now, the only thing I did want to talk about that really, 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 really pissed me off is that taunting call that they called on Avery. When they did that, bro, that crushed my spirit for the damn near the rest of the drive.
Because right. I mean, as if everything else wasn't bad enough for the Eagles last night. The referees just made it worse. Now, I don't really like to blame referees and things of that nature, but they really showed out last night.
We got to talk about it because everything the refs did was boo-boo. Everything, bro. When they called that taunting call on Avery, I thought that was the weakest moment I ever seen in the NFL. That was literally the weakest pillow fighting NFL version I've ever seen, yo.
Yes, sir.
I mean, literally, and dude had a mouthpiece in his mouth. He didn't say anything too crazy. He had a whole mouthpiece in his mouth. Then he was standing there. He didn't even initiate contact. Dude literally got up and bumped into him. He looked that man in the eyes like a man because he made a stop. So they called taunting. You give Tom Brady an extra 15 yards. I wanted, man, I wanted to go off so bad. I wish, I would have seen them refs face to face, yo. They would have heard all the boos from me, and I promise you that because they didn't help us not one bit. But like I say, the defense I wasn't too upset about. Alex Singleton, he led us again in tackles. This guy was everywhere. When uh was Leonard Fournette was running that ball. Hey, Singleton, he was getting hit, but he was there to take him though. I ain't gonna lie, that boy Alex, he be flying around, and he led the team again. I think he lead us, and every time he led us last week in tackles. This week again, he lead us in tackles. The guy is everywhere. If there's a ball close by him, he's going to be over there. I did see him
Yeah, but
take
the
some
linebackers were terrible again last night. I mean, he was making tackles, but it was after like an 8 or 9 yard game.
It
And,
was
Davion Taylor, got more extensive playing time. He missed a bunch of tackles. But the way I look at that is I'd rather see a new player make mistakes that, these other players been making, for, a really long time. Like, I'd rather see a fresh face make the mistakes and see the same guys over and over again. But,
yeah.
it just is what it is with the linebackers. Eric Wilson, horrible. The waste of a free agent signing. Davion Taylor, like I said, a guy who's, because of his religion, really didn't play a lot of high school football because of whatever his religion was. So he is somewhat fairly new to the game. He can grow. Alex Singleton is a guy that will give you everything he has. I mean, he will leave it all
That was
out
on
there
full
on the field.
display.
But
That's
that's
all I
all
was
it
saying.
is.
I wasn't saying he played excellent, but his effort was on full display yesterday. I can see that.
But I still want to see TJ Edwards and Jannard Avery and Davion Teller. I would rather see those three get majority of the snaps. Let them sink or swim. They're going to miss tackles. They're going to make a play here and there. But I'd rather go with that to see, if these guys can truly be part of the defense going forward. Like I said, with the amount of draft picks we have, we should have an opportunity, to replenish that defense. Now, this is guaranteeing that we make the right decisions with those picks. But this is the time to see these young guys just let it all out there and see what they got. Kid, don't worry if you mess up. Just go out and do what you got. Give everything you got so we can see what you are. We already know this year, isn't it? The defensive line is the strength of the team, but they're too hot and cold, more cold than hot.
Yeah.
Javon Hargrave kind of slowed down. He had a sack in every game up until last night. So
I felt like they was holding the whole game, especially in the beginning. Boy, them guys, they was firing off on that defensive line. But you right, he ain't getting no sack this game. But
so like I said, man, I'm just trying to be. I'm not gonna say positive. I'm just trying not to be overly critical.
You trying to be?
I mean, yeah, we will rip into them, when they deserve it. But as far as being critical to the point where, okay, you're not doing what I expected you. I expected y'all to win. I expected y'all to do great every night. That's not what I'm saying. I wanted to see, these guys progress, and they're not. It's frustrating. But like I said, okay, that's over. Nothing we can do about it now. So we have now 9 days left to get ready for the Las Vegas Raiders. And
they need
like I said, I'm going to any win we can get. Like you saw the video I did after the Carolina game. Like I was so happy. I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna celebrate every win like we won the Super Bowl. Well, not like we won a Super Bowl, but coming off a season where we only won 4 of these, we have 2 so far, so we still have a chance to beat that total. I know that's a very low standard, but like I said, I'm just trying to be patient with this team and trying to. I'm firm but fair, and be critical, but I try to look at the other side of it. But boy, are they making it hard. I mean, they're making it really hard.
Definitely. It's like I want to stay on the defensive side of the ball for a little second. Just like you said, they making it hard, but guys like Avonte Maddox, when you seeing their effort on the field. You know what I'm saying? You like, okay, this is a guy. When games get out of hand, you just be looking for those people to be proud of. Like, okay, he at least he doing something. He ain't giving up. You know, and that's one thing that I love about Vontae Maddox. He always seemed like he had that dog in him, and I think him and Josh Sweat actually came to the team the same year. Like they was the same, draft class. So them guys they've been performing, you know what I'm saying, trying to make a name for themselves. And Avonte Maddox, he was second leading us in tackles, so he was flying all over the place too. And as a matter of fact, I seen him on a few screens. He seen that ball coming, he just ran through. At the end of the game, he ended the game with 2 tackle for losses. So, to be second leading us in tackles and get 2 tackle for losses in his position, it was pretty good. So that was a bright spot on the team. I like to see the progress that Avonte has been making. And Josh Sweat had I think Josh Sweat was third leading us in tackles, so he was all over the place. So
let me ask you, why is Ryan Kerrigan here? Can you answer me that?
I have no idea, yo.
Why is he here?
He barely even show up on the stat sheets, yo. Barely. I had to look real hard. I think he had just a handful of tackles, a few assisted tackles, but I didn't see him on TV and I didn't see him on the stat sheet. So I don't know why
I'm
he's
sure
here.
great guy, but he just doesn't fit for what
Yeah,
they're
man,
doing.
he,
I mean,
he
even though
from
we don't know what the
Washington.
hell they're doing half the time, he just doesn't fit.
Have we ever traded for a player from a divisional rival and that player actually panned out? Do you know?
Well, he was a free agent signing. I mean, yeah, we didn't trade for him, but
Well,
he terrorized us all those years when he was with the Washington football team.
Mm.
And like I said, on that first touchdown throw, I mean, when Brady floated that ball and Ryan Kerrigan jumped in the air, I looked like he only got about an inch off the ground when he jumped. And it's
Yeah.
like, and like I said, I'm not saying this to disparage, Ryan Kerrigan. Like I said, he was a great player.
Yeah.
But it's just like I don't understand why he's here. This is being as though the defense is nothing like I thought it would be. That's why I say, just let Teron Jackson, let Milton Williams. I would even start Milton Williams out on the right defensive end. Where Derek Barnett is. I mean,
I sure want to see some more of him too.
I would just go ahead and let these guys play. I mean,
the passing defense. I think a few games ago we was ranked in the top 10. I don't know where we rank now, but we was 7th a few games ago. But yeah, I don't know. But if the season keeps going the way it's going, then I think for the most part we're gonna be doing exactly what we're doing now, evaluating these players and just trying to be hopeful and just looking for progress. We don't have no expectations. Maybe in the beginning of the season we had a little bit of expectation because we didn't really know what to expect, you know what I mean? And then as the season got closer, I know for a fact they hyped me up on the we've been winning the joint practices and Jalen Hurts looking good. Then you have Rager doing the one hand catches. Like, man, they was building us up like we was finna straight be seeing that.
No,
I
didn't fall for that. I mean, this is why I'm glad. Like, I got plenty of videos where I said that I admitted that I was excited for the new coach because, even though we don't know, we're just hoping that maybe this guy is going to have a whole new bag of tricks. So I always reserve judgment. Like, the training camp reports we heard training camp reports about Zach McPherson, the kid we drafted in the fourth round. It was funny hearing other fans say that this guy has Pro Bowl potential. All because he was in minicamp with other undrafted free agents and low round picks, but people was labeling him a future Pro Bowler, and I'm like, whoa, slow down. Don't label these kids. I mean, he comes from a small school. Let him get his feet wet and learn what the NFL league is all about. I mean, I knew he wasn't going to play much this year unless somebody got hurt, but I'm just saying that as an example.
Yeah.
What you hear on the radio, I mean, like I always say, listen, I'm not down there at the practices.
Yeah.
I go by with the guys on the Inside the Bird podcast, Ruben
Yeah.
Frank, all the guys who have a bird's eye view. I hear the stuff, but I don't
Birds
take it as, oh
365.
my God, we got a juggernaut coming our way. I mean, Eagles fans, some of us, we got to learn that. I mean, have your opinions, be excited about the stuff you hear, if you got to be, but we can't label these guys, before they've done anything in the NFL. And, and it's it's kind of funny, going into the season where I hear people picking us to go 12-5, and I'm just sitting there thinking like, whoa, like, slow down.
Man, we
Even though
already
that
at
was my
4.
deep down hope. I mean, that's not what I believe, but hope we could jump out the water like that. But guys, you got to realize we can't, go on what we hear, or just because the guy made a one-handed catch. What about all the other bad stuff
Right.
that they talked about? But when he makes one or two-handed catches, all of the bad stuff goes out the window. I mean, this is why you got to take that stuff with a grain of salt.
Man, you got a guy on her. He say Cowboys NFC East champs. Usually, I would have so much to say against that.
Hey, listen, hey, you know what? Shout out to the Dallas Cowboys. Listen, y'all look phenomenal. Y'all doing y'all thing this year. I hate it. I mean, I don't hate y'all as much as I used to, but I don't like it when things go well for the Cowboys. But listen, I call it the way I see it. Hey,
I'm always going to support the brothers. I'm always going to support the brothers, especially at the quarterback position. And so with Dak Prescott, that's the only reason I want to see him do good, but not too good. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a political thing.
But they look really good. They look really good. I mean,
yeah, they do. You can't deny it, man. So it's almost like, damn, like how can I sit here and say anything about any team when my team gave 4 straight 3-and-outs? 4 straight 3-and-outs on first down, averaging 2.4 yards an attempt.
Yeah, well, I mean, you look at it when we were up in the penthouse, and everybody was chasing us. It was all good. Well, now we done dished it out, so now we're at the bottom. Hey, brother, we just got to take it until this team turns around, and even though it's hard right now, we just gotta hope that things finally get going in the next couple of years.
Listen,
and hey, man, it just is what it is right now, man.
Look, Bird Gang say we not done yet. I agree. We not done yet. If he can get anything, if the coach can just put us in a better situation, dog. First and second down, just put us in a better situation. Cause I can't even evaluate the players. He doing screens first and second down. That's not helping us, dog.
Well, he's right that it's not done yet. There's 11 games left, but again, until we can see some evidence that things are.
Look, dude say y'all gonna get it right. Just need a QB. Hurts ain't it? Yo, the scheme is not helping out Jalen Hurts. Last game, yo, the whole first half, it was screens, yo. That's why we fell behind the Panthers, because we was doing screens early in the game. We doing screens left, right, and then on third down, want to attack. Dude, you not helping out Jalen Hurts. You know what I mean? So I know it's seeming like Jalen Hurts ain't it, but he took a whole first half where Jalen Hurts could have been getting comfortable. Instead, he went away to the third quarter to really start attacking the field. It was the third quarter when he finally started throwing it calling plays towards the middle of the field for us to even attack. So then third quarter, if he had some missed throws or whatnot, now all of a sudden he looked inaccurate. But that's the first throw he didn't throw downfield. Then, then you got him running this RPO stuff next game, all game. This guy in shotgun. And then you want to tell him to throw downfield and then wonder why he inaccurate. Wonder why the line can't hold the blocks and he getting flushed out and it's looking like he taking off so fast. They didn't pass the whole game. That's ridiculous. They not helping out Jalen Hurts, bro. They're not helping. Now, I will admit, like we both admitted earlier in the show, that Jalen Hurts do have some things he needs to clean up. He's inaccurate. His deep ball needs some work. We know that. But the coach got to put him in better position. The coach got to. They say the first few plays supposed to be scripted to get the guy warmed up. What? That's what they call warming Jalen Hurts up. That's what they call that. Man, that's mind blowing. One guy that is making me happy, Quez Watkins, bro. Quez Watkins.
Yeah, he's the one true bright spot. I mean, like I said, that's a diamond in the rough right there. I do think it's time for him to start. Now, I did hear Adam Kaplan, on one of the Inside the Bird shows talk about how
hey, shout out to
Quez Watkins doesn't run the whole route tree. And he'll give you spot plays. Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily know that that's the truth. I mean, who says that he can't run, the whole route tree? That he could just go deep, or I think if given a chance, because he has worked hard, and you can see, just by the way he's improved. He could do way better than Jalen Reagor. I mean, I believe that.
Man, yes. My pop say some of them throws was on Hurts. We know that, but the coach want to take all day to have them actually attacking, getting them warmed up. Like, you throwing screens all day, and then the first attempt, you wonder why he kind of inaccurate. Well, shoot, that was his warm-up throw right there. They got to start putting Jalen Hurts in position, because if me and you both know that at the end of the day, Jalen Hurts is going to compete, he going to win, he going to do whatever it takes to win. Every game that we've been in that's been close is because of Jalen Hurts. So why not put him in a position where he has a better chance as succeeding? You know what I mean? You put you see he a beast. You see he gonna throw the ball. You see he gonna do whatever it takes. My guy say, Quez the truth, no cap. Man, thank you for recognizing real, because Quez Watkins is real, dog. Sit Jalen Reagor down on the bench, because did you see his effort? I didn't see it. And that's the main thing that I talked about the whole offseason, was his consistent effort. It's not there. He needs to sit down if he gonna be doing that, bro. Straight up.
Oh, like I said, man, I'm trying to hold it together. I mean, I think I'm doing a good job of holding it together, but like I said, I don't know if I could take 2-3 more games of this, man. Or I'm really, really going to have to start letting loose.
Man, for real, you gotta let it out. Because listen, I was gonna make a video, but that's why I'm glad we just went live today. You know what I'm saying? So I can let all that frustration out, because, like I said, I was gonna do a video, but shoot, I had to choose. I knew I was gonna talk about Coach so bad, because listen, dude, he needs to be one and done. If he keep this up, screens left, right, this is the NFL. Better stop playing.
Yes, sir.
Better stop playing. He ain't won a home game yet. You ain't done nothing for us in Philly. You're going to get booed every time you enter the stadium. You ain't done nothing in our home stadium, bruh. That's qualifications to getting fired. In Philly, you don't win a home game?
Well, like I said, all he has to do is just keep up the same act. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I mean, we can only, speculate, that this coach is being tampered with or being told what to do.
It's clear to everybody. Steve Smith, after the game, said it himself. Look, this is a high school offense you're running. Jalen Hurts wasn't even lined up on the center not one time, dog. There's no excuse for that, bro. No excuse for that. Woo, I'm over here sweating, dog. That's how you know we putting in that work. And I love having our Friday shows, man. We've been talking. We've been talking for a good hour and 9 minutes. I think it's another show. Lined up. I'm not sure, bro, but I know we way past the time anyway. But hey, man, this has been fun. You know,
Yeah,
this
definitely.
this is therapeutic. For me.
Therapeutic, right?
This is definitely therapeutic for me because usually I'm usually, you know what I'm saying, I'm laid back, I'm cool, you know what I'm saying, but when it comes to the game, I can't hide my frustration, man. When I'm frustrated, it just shows so much, bro. You know what I mean? So,
Well,
man.
at least we got a mini break. You know, we don't have a game this Sunday. You know, we can sort of just sit back and watch the rest of the NFL. We'll see what the rest of the division does this weekend. You know, the Dallas is playing, I think, the Patriots. I don't know who the Giants and the Washington football team are playing. So, hey, this gives us a little opportunity to sort of, you know, cleanse. Just sit back, you know. I'm pretty sure we'll watch, you know, whatever podcasts or try to get as much information. I'm going to do a video on Sunday about Zach Ertz, you know, just talking about Zach Ertz, sort of a tribute video.
My pops brought up a great point. You know, he was trying to be solid out there. That's an Eagles legend. I think Howie Roseman even spoke today and was saying like, yeah, his number will be retired for a fact. You know what I mean? Like straight up, because he the best tight end we ever had.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Best tight end we ever had. And he brought up a good point too. He say, if y'all smart, y'all should throw the bag at OC Kellen Moore next year. What you think about that?
Well, yeah, I mentioned him earlier. I mean, he's definitely going to be a hot commodity. You know, I think no matter what the Cowboys end up doing this year, you know, I think, you know, he's definitely going to be a guy that's going to be on everybody's list. Sure, if he'd be willing to come, sure, why not? If he's willing to come here, why not?
Better than Coach Nick Sirianni doing. And that's for sure.
I mean, he's a legitimate play caller. He's not an offensive coordinator that just had the title. He actually
and I thought that meant something, dog. I thought that meant something, you know what I'm saying? But Coach Nick Sirianni make it seem like his pedigree didn't mean nothing. His play nothing helped him become a better play caller whatsoever. Like, so if dude want to come here and call plays, I believe he wouldn't call screens left and right. I believe any other coach will have Jalen Hurts line up under center at least one time. Period.
Absolutely.
Man, with that being said, man, I think that should conclude the show. This is Catching It Deep. I thank everybody that was in the comments. I thank everybody. You know, this is Catching It Deep. I am your boy D Gifted. Go ahead and I'm going to let my man have the last word.
And this is your boy JT from Eagles Talk from Delco. Be sure to check out both of our pages. Subscribe.
Yes, sir.
You know, subscribe to the Bird Gang Sports Nation Media Talk.
Subscribe to my man.
You know, Bird Gang 31. That's the main man right there. Hey, come be a part of it. I don't know if you haven't subscribed yet. I don't know what you're waiting on. You know, hit us up. We're gonna have fun like this all the time.
Yes, sir. Look, anybody that hasn't subscribed, they need to subscribe. And I'm doing a live raffle on my channel. The first 100 subscribers, because I'm on a mission to 100 subscribers. The first 100 subscribers will be entered in a live raffle I'm gonna be doing for a Brian Dawkins jersey.
And I definitely got something coming up. I got something coming up soon. I'm gonna announce it. But like I said, you know, get on D's, you know, raffle. Go ahead, hurry up, get those subs up. I mean, I don't know what you're waiting for. You got, you know, the up and coming best right there, man.
Yes,
don't wait another day. Hit that like and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything.
It's free.
You know, just hit the
it's
button.
free, and you get a free jersey. You come on now, you get a chance. Stop playing. You know what I mean, man? I love doing these Friday shows, man. So we gonna end it like that, man. I hope everybody just enjoyed the show. I hope everybody be safe. And hey, peace and love, y'all.
All right. Later, bro.
Welcome to the Bird Gang Nation Sports Media Show. Repping the greatest team of all time. Let's go! Bird Gang 31, he be the host with the most. We going deep, burning teams. They ain't nothing but toast. It's in your rest there. Sirianni put me in coach, running like Miles Sanders till I bumped my head on the post. Touchdown! Yeah, that's coming. Devontae's crazy route running. Jalen hurting them, throwing lasers to Rager, young gunning. Come on! On the D side, we ride, sack him with Fletcher, lay him out on the stretcher. No one can protect you. Watch Darius lay him, shutting down your routes. Come on! In my green John, eating Philly cheesesteaks. Put up your cups, wings up, if you can relate. Tailgating at the link like Gangsta Stride. To the Bird Gang Nation, that's worldwide. On Sundays, catch the pre and post game. Mondays is Birds on Broad Street with Philly Notion and Cool Cat the Man in Motion. And Wednesdays, the midweek special got you open with JC from Eagles Talk. Hitting like B-Dog, baby.